Hello and welcome to the Sands of Time review channel. It's your host Sammy Thunder. Today I'd like to kind of go through some new releases from Seiko, and I'm kind of excited for this release. And it is the new release of the King Seiko. It's kind of a release I expected, and they kind of delivered on that front, and they've done so here with 5 different variations of the 1965 King Seiko. So this is a reissue. It is not a limited edition, and it comes obviously in these 5 different iterations, in the blood red sunburst, in this chocolate brown, in this dark sunburst black, the vertically brushed silver dial, and also the sunburst silver dial, very reminiscent of the SJE version, but would like to get a personal check on that myself. So this is the new lineup for the Seiko King Seiko, and it is and it's part of the SPB line, so it's part of that taxonomy. So you can tell that this isn't actually using the 6L caliber. It's an automatic caliber, and the number one thing I've noticed here is that this is a no-date caliber. Now, the watch itself, featuring the 6R31 caliber, it was first actually featured in the Studio Ghibli version of the Seiko Presage lineup, and it featured no date, and it uses the 6R caliber, the 6R31, which is based off the 6R35. And to go a little bit into those specifications, you do have the 6R31 caliber here, and it's accurate to around plus 25 to minus 15 seconds per day, and it features around a 70 hour power reserve. And the watch itself, it's a beautiful watch, featuring the unique lug design, and this here is the SJE version, and it features some much more premium handset, and also a different case, in the sense that there's different finishing compared to what we have available here. So what we have here is we've got a lot of brushing, and we have some polishing onto the sides, and we do have a nice vintage King Seiko bracelet that's finished to perfection. I would love to see this in person myself. So what I like about this thing that Seiko has done, they've kind of called this the simulator, and you have the choice of checking out how these watch pair with different kind of straps. So for example, my favorite iteration would be this blood red sunburst, which I absolutely adore, and it comes on different straps, which you can choose for any of those watches, which is the calf grey, the black, the brown, dark brown, and this artificial suede. Personal favorite is this black strap. I think this here looks phenomenal. This is beautiful. 37mm diameter with a 12.1mm thickness. Honestly, Seiko has ticked the checklist here. So it features 12.1mm thickness, a 37mm diameter, and a lug to lug of 43.6. So what Seiko have done here is they've created true vintage proportions. They've gone up to the people with smaller wrists and said, hey, we have watches for you that you're going to absolutely adore, and this is the watch here. 43.6mm lug to lug, very compact, very compact. Now, to kind of have a look at go through some of the design, the case itself, I really like the finish. It looks like very aggressive fine brushing, so satinized finishing. Look at the indexes and hands. These are done to perfection, in my opinion. This handset here is absolutely beautiful. Applied Seiko logo that's elevated, and I adore the 12 o'clock index. It looks amazing. And then obviously here, signed crown. True 1965 heritage. You've got the Seiko emblem, the shield emblem. Same thing on the case back, shield emblem. 100 meters of water resistance. And now we go to the strap, and look at those beveled edges to the side of the bracelet. The geometry is complex here. They're offering a bracelet that's going to play extremely well with the light. So this is kind of, in my opinion, Seiko's kind of their own unique take on a Gerald Genta styled watch in terms of bracelet. That is, not really in terms of the overall fundamental design, but at least with the bracelet you have that nice satin finishing. This is their version of a nice steel sports watch that's extremely compact, wearable, works on smaller wrists just as much it will work on a larger wrist. This is what I think Seiko has done. I think they've succeeded in that, and look at the variety you get. It's absolutely phenomenal. I really like this release, and the only true caveat into this release is the use of the mechanical caliber 6R31, because it has such a high deviation. The caliber itself features the 21,600 vibrations per hour, so it ticks at around 6 beats per second. 6 ticks per second, sorry. But you know, we have a reduced beat rate, but we've increased the power reserve, so there is a compromise there. But what you do get is, you know, boost in performance, overall longevity with this kind of caliber. The only downside here is you have that wide deviation there, and you know, if you're out of that deviation, which is possible, Seiko will regulate that. If you're within it, let's say you're unlucky and you get it plus 25 or minus 15 on the dot, I'm not sure if Seiko will actually regulate this, and that's where owning a Seiko can be a little bit of a problem. But in most situations that shouldn't be the case, and you will easily fall well within that specification. So these are kind of my initial thoughts on the watch, and of course Seiko, when they do their imaging here, it's just poor quality here. But go on the band simulator, check out what you want. There are so many options for you to look at. So let me know down in the comments below, what's your favorite color, what's your favorite iteration. You know, let's spice things up a bit, see what people come up with. But I think this is a perfect watch. It's priced at around 1,700 euros, so in Europe, and in Australia here it's 2,650 Australian dollars, and that's the represented retail price of this watch. In Australia specifically, this is boutique only. So what does that mean? No discount. Yeah, you will get 5 years total warranty, but you don't get a discount. And I think this is Seiko kind of telling their audience that, you know, we already have die-hard fans that are willing to buy these watches because they love the heritage, they love the design, they love the watch, and they don't really, you know, need to give it to authorized dealers, you know, who will eventually or potentially struggle to sell this kind of watch, and you know, they're forced to kind of sell it at 40% off to the public, and that has happened, and I've abused it myself. It would have been great if we could get a discount here in Australia. I'd love to get a sweet 35% off this watch and be in love with the watch, but maybe for us Australians we'll have to look at online Japanese authorized dealers and try and get a little bit of that discount there. But honestly, I think this watch will be a true hit, and I'd love to see more and more videos of this watch. And this thing here is kind of a new segment I've kind of done. It's kind of, you know, maybe, I don't know what I'm going to call it, the Watch News Express, the Seiko Express, but I am going to talk about some of these new releases, especially the new Oris releases, which I'm kind of excited about myself. So stay tuned, subscribe to my channel. It is the sands of time. Peace.